Hey everybody, my name's Raymond and you're watching Boardgame Heaven. Welcome to this Kickstarter preview of an upcoming Kickstarter for Time of Legends Joan of Arc called Teutonic Knights, which is a new expansion for the game by Mythic Games. As many as you know, Time of Legends Joan of Arc was a very successfully kickstarted war game back in 2017, and it had lots of expansions already. It brought up about $4.4 million during the campaign and the subsequent pledge manager. And now in the fall of 2019, there will be this new expansion called Teutonic Knights, which will not only focus on the Teutonic Order, but also on the Polish and Lithuanian forces, which were involved in some of the largest battles in Europe in that time. And this new Kickstarter campaign will include all the previous expansions of the Time of Legends Joan of Arc line, including all the previously unlocked stretch goals, and it will have new stretch goals as well. But not only the Teutonic Knights is a new thing brought to this Kickstarter, but also there will be 1.5 updated rules for the base game. So that means that anyone who's backing this, who is new to the game and gets the core game, they will have an automatically upgraded game with the 1.5 rules. But returning backers who already have the core game, they can get the 1.5 updated rules printed for free, along with a hardcover scenario book with all the scenarios in it of all the base game and the expansions in one volume basically, and it will have all the revisions already in there. And that will also be free if you pledge for $20 on anything you like during the campaign. Plus, it won't add any extra shipping costs to your pledge. So you will, if you're a returning backer, you will get the upgraded rules, the updated campaign book shipped to you with your other pledge, whatever you take, for free, no additional costs. The update kit also includes some reprinted cards that need to be updated, so you'll get those as well, and a handy printed miniature guide to help with setup. And speaking about setup, Mythic Games is also looking into a solution for an insert for the core box and maybe some of the additional boxes as well, to make setup times a lot shorter, because one of the issues that I had with the game is that there are so many components, which is of course a good thing, but that makes setup a very long, time-consuming thing. So you have to look up which tiles to use, which miniatures to use, all the accessories and all the cards, and that takes a long time. And if you could just take out your trays that you need and just pick from that, that would really reduce your setup time and also storage, because after you're done playing, you have to put everything back in those plastic trays again, slide them in the boxes, and just puzzle out a way to fit it back in the box again. So Mythic Games has listened to their fans and is looking into a way to make storage and setup a lot easier. Now, if you're interested in what rules were updated, I have a list here and I could read it to you. So we've got some skills updates. It's mostly skills that are updated. So there's the big skill, there's an additional rule being added, and units with the big skill can now replace their melee attack with a single gigantic attack, which targets only a single adjacent area, which contains at least 4 units. The carrier rule has been simplified. Both characters and civilians can now be carried. However, if the carrying unit is destroyed or disrupted, the carried unit is immediately destroyed. Cohesion is simplified. Units no longer need to share the same name to benefit from cohesion. The mercenary rules are simplified. There's a new mercenary skill that says the unit can also be activated once per turn through the command action of a character, completely replacing the previous rule for the skill. Terror has been changed to feel better for players. Now roll a black dice and trigger terror on a shield result instead of previously used yellow dice and push results. Units affected by terror may only roll 1 attack die instead of previously being prevented from attacking completely. Units with only 1 attack die who are affected by terror must take a wait action instead of attacking. Gigantic creatures have simplified some rules. So gigantic creatures no longer enter the infirmary. If they are disrupted, when they have 1 hit point remaining, they are destroyed. And when performing a gigantic attack, terrain elements and buildings will be damaged on a kill, disrupt, or trample result. The gigantic creature if it wishes to move into a hex containing terrain elements, not buildings, it moves in and removes the terrain elements from the game. So it makes sense thematically as well. There are some core rule updates. The activation order, the gray order, the standard order, has been changed and is now called the command order. So now the only order which allows the command bonus action to be used is that gray order. So they cannot longer be used with charge, reactivation, or interrupt orders, which is a significant change. There's a change to building size, capacity, and resistance. Small houses are size 1, capacity 2, and resistance 2. Big houses are size 2, capacity 4, and resistance 2. And the church is size 2, capacity 5, and resistance 3. The command rule has been clarified. The command action can only target units outside the area occupied by the commanding character, never in its own area. And the command action can also not target a unit located in the area where the commanding was activated initially. Command can no longer be chained via the mercenary skill or the unit's musician or standard bearers, and command actions may only be taken by units activated with the command order. The effectiveness of stakes has been reduced. When defending against melee attacks, each bowman unit gains 1 yellow die instead of a white die. And swamp tiles now have a reduced impact on charge. Charge actions cannot be performed out of a swamp. And if a unit performs a charge action into a swamp area, its activation immediately ends. And that was changed from the charge actions cannot be performed into or out of a swamp. The intrigue tokens you can gain from discussions are increased. The scenario now specifies how many intrigue tokens are gained when beginning a discussion action. And the rules for intrigue cards and abilities also have been simplified. Intrigue abilities are now played at any time on your turn or with the same timing as playing an interrupt order during an opponent's turn by putting the required number of intrigue tokens on the dedicated slot. So there's a handful of changes to the rules that simplify or clarify things. You will find those on cards as well. So you will get a new printed rulebook for your core game if you're a returning backer. Just check out what they have to offer. Maybe you want to add some addition, some expansion that you didn't add the first time, or maybe you just want to get that Teutonic Knights expansion, and that will probably already be enough to get that whole upgrade kit for free if you are a returning backer. So that will be live in October, on October 1st to be exact, on Kickstarter. So keep that on your radar and check that out when that goes live. So that was a quick preview for the Teutonic Knights Kickstarter for Time of Legends Joan of Arc by Mythic Games. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.